They had that poor Shanghai performance and needed a return of it, but to be honest, at this point, they're losing steam, and the rest of China is catching up and maybe even beating them out in terms of overall placements.
We'll have to see during this match.
Yeah.
If they can get a win here, that would certainly put the attention back on EDG as the team to lead this Chinese region forward. But you're right, they're doing it by committee at the moment, which is even more brilliant to watch.
A map like Icebox to kick things off. Here's G2's playground. They are absolutely stellar from beginning to end, usually. In terms of the calling, the desk was mentioning the word mud quite a lot, which I do appreciate. Don't think we're going to see much of it here. Shots rattled by Leaf. He's going to be giving them a lot of space there, playing for his own life. Simon with the plan, left to push it back.
Recalling my bot.
We're going into the post line here. Kangan wants to get aggressive and will be rewarded. That's 2 players plucked out of the picture. Maybe a few more where that came from. He's eager for it, but Leaf, you don't want to test to this guy because he will challenge. Standing tall. This guy has already done the damage and has fallen to pieces before their very eyes. EDG, it's Smoggy forced to back away here, still with a plan down, time ticking. Leaf, not too many options left for him. Has to stick this one just for the win cons having a defuse, sticking it all away. Slow on it full attack, but the final one will do it.
Today, if they want a chance at winning this, the whole of EDG does. Because we talk about it so often, but this G2 team, they are so disciplined.
Yeah.
You know you're not going to be able to catch individuals on their own too often. They're going to be trying to set up these team plays. And I don't think that's the area that EDG should try to fight on, having better teamwork than G2. They want to lean into their strengths, which is the individualism, the brilliance that they can pull out at times.
If they can drag teams into that tempo and play style even better, the trouble is G2 not really privy to it. They don't particularly like to opt into it.
No, they are an extremely slow-paced team, especially once the side swap and G2 get onto the attack side. But you can see here, for example, no G2 players on the defensive A contesting these angles. They allow EDG a lot of space.
Really going to be trying to lean onto the retakes, I think, throughout most of this map, at least for this half.
Thing is, though, if you play retake all the time, EDG are going to get an idea of that, and then they're just going to start vacuuming up space without using too much utility. They're going to have it all for post plant. Kankan's going to be on aggressive angles. You know, at some point you do need to mix things up and go for contests, tuck somebody in the pipes, run strats like this.
This is getting a little bit messy, but at the end of the day, it is cleaned up with 4 players surviving. So
B green, for example.
Deep tap over there. Not too sure if the orb got grabbed.
I don't believe so.
No, it's still there.
It's still there. Just trying to see whether Nobody and Smoggy are going to sync up that utility combo that we see from a lot of teams on their attack side. Notice as well that Chichu is not using Nanoswarm to deny pipes, but Trent might get overwhelmed.
Yep, might indeed. Underhanded flash as well, straight through and out. Nobody wants to take that point and contact, and his body's dropping on either direction still. 2 left to stand here for G2. EDG with that player advantage. Massively so, in fact, now left down to just Jonah P. This is an EDG fully powered up, fully empowered. A bonus round win.
Waiting to exec. Valen likes to get the read of teams throughout a series. Sometimes G2 will be a bit slow off the blocks or download their opponent as the games go on, sometimes from map to map.
I'd agree with that point. They tend to take a bit of time as well, like you said, to download the opponents and make the necessary reads. It was becoming a bit of a chore, honestly, watching them in America as they drop the first map and then just go on to rinse by the time they got to the 3rd.
But what that means is, if you're a team like EDG looking to secure another massive win for China here today, it's about trying to punish them when they're in that warming up phase, when they're gearing up. You want to get as many rounds on the board as early as you possibly can, so that comeback becomes impossible.
EDG's be ensuring to take this one slowly, steadily. Orb in front of them too, plenty of players close to ults. One of the benefits of getting off to the start, bit of snowball onto their own attack side as well. You have some big ults to utilize, which Simon's going to be letting loose and letting rip right now with a no command, at least to get a bit of safety down onto the side. Nobody to get this plant down. It will be defended.
Simple cleanup.
Yeah.
But a pretty big ult expenditure.
Enemy remaining.
It's one that Simon would love to have for the next round. I'm just a little worried about time pressure there. But they've kept things very...
I think pressuring, at least that they're fighting over A early. Again, the knife just tagging onto the two of them. Pair of players, Valen and Icy. Ordered back, pushed away. And Jonah P's gone walkabouts here with a wall in his face as two players side by side. Again, a game of time, and G2 are they going to be capturing it, looking completely in the wrong direction.
No response there to the audio cue of the wall falling. They're already pushed up too far. Leaf falls as well.
My.
It's open season. EDG looking like this one is far too easy for them. Simple stuff. These first 5 rounds that we've watched, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, okay.
Kankan making a bit of a fool there, making Icy dance and taking the pick. Valen's the final one to pick up the pieces, and it's as likely as anything that he'll take a bullet and have his ult for the next round. A 1v5 here, it's just not doable.
No, it's impossible. Got to keep the rifle, but already spotted out, noted, and he's going to be swarmed.
Will be a very small tech pause, nothing to be too concerned about. G2 trying to make sure here that they get good info on A, tucking Valen into nest.
It's a bit of a bluster, isn't it? 4 of their players looking to try and fight this one. Waiting a bit of time out here with a Dizzy and the Dart. Only the one connection. They know that they've got acknowledgement that there's an EDG player at least around, but they don't know how many. And the slow pace that EDG are applying right now is making G2 just sweat a little bit more. Valen even going for a couple of peeks here, but he's missed. Oh, no, not quite. It's nobody that's missed the timing here with a cove to evacuate. It's going to be safety in numbers. Backing all the way out of A. Almost expecting that reposition.
Choosing not to try to turn that into an all-out brawl like some teams might. There's that discipline of G2, dropping back in the 5v4. But with their weapons, still 3 players with Sheriffs, it's not yet a clear advantage.
Toxins going up.
Just the first hurdle that's cleared. About 40 seconds.
Look at all the space that Chichu got over towards B. Very early on dodge on those shots. Could have been bad for Simon.
Mid to B setup here. Leaf doesn't have the weapon to try and push this one back here, so should be an open side, but also being committed, and I don't blame them with only 20 seconds. Could be the difference maker. Simon going to be sticking that, going for the plant as well. Thrash doesn't really clear too much as well, but a backstab, no way! Responded and adjusted. Icy just whips it around and rips the head clean off. Out of Reckoning, lockdown, all going to be combined. EDG just trying to stem the bleeding and stop this one before it gets out of hand. Players are weak. G2, they committed a hell of a lot into this round for them to try and lose it. Slide awareness, Smoggy already wrapping this one. Thrash connecting, that's entertainment. And there's still potentially that time on the board to make a go of things. Damage done though. As a casual reminder, and Simon still with that nade in his back pocket. Could play spoiler to absolutely all of this one. It's already gone flying and Trent is finished. Icy with a defuse, but that's been broken. And already, I hear it, time has just squandered. Gotten away from G2, but it kills.
It's similar again, where they go for a piece of aggression.
Take flight.
I think doing the same thing on A would be silly, but you know, going for a mid push like this, where they triple up, does seem like a decent idea. They were threatening flanks like this constantly in their opener against Paper Rex.
Using the drone now to take that space. Don't see the turret. It does give you access to flank most of the way. Instead, that one's just watching towards the flank because EDG want to go for this 5-player group up. Plant will go down here without too much, again, push back.
This turret position's actually lovely. You look at the position of Jonah P's wall. If the turret was on the left here, it would get blocked off by the Viper wall.
So it's broken. Lures EDG now to the flank as well with its no command emanating out. Valendo catches the kill onto Kankan. Wasn't expecting that one. Looking into the wrong direction. But the first kill does not necessarily mean a round win. We'll do the rest of the work past that point. Dizzy to clear this one. G2 blinded. Oh, still lands the shot before the eventual trade. And holding it tooth and nail in through the back, but G2 finally with those guns in hands put a round on the board.
It's the same flank play that ends up working out for them. It's been a staple of the G2 defensive playbook. They bring it out.
Very true. Those kills and the diffusers stacking up.
This looks a lot like the same setup as when they pushed Valen into nest. I think when you push up deep like this and then you get a recon dart, you can be pretty certain that EDG are not just going to contact back in.
And they're just full running, full sprinting. Simon with a tap as well.
Trent's too far away for the Hunter's Fury.
Yeah.
But he might get it on the next tap.
Oh, walkabout sleep has got to put a stop to that one. He will. Alternating the movement, making sure that he stays frosty, aware of all these possibilities. Chichu is being caught out of position. Hunter's Fury, at least to relieve that pressure, does not do enough. So with Chichu dropped, that's 2 players now down for EDG. Plan going to be committed. Simon gets it, but that's going to be a tag onto him as well. Lit up, and already players fall one after another. G2 racking them up. That's 5 alive for a flawless round to get that second round just underneath them.
You see what a difference it makes when G2 anticipate what the round looks like from EDG, what nobody is calling. They had the protocol to flush out to crack a big result here at Champions.
Yeah. This knife just unable to get broken early off the rip here that Simon keeps throwing out, so he gets the tag and the information.
But it doesn't push G2 back. G2 still get good information. And this is not A.
Yeah.
Yeah, this usage of the recon dart, stuff like that, it's basically exactly the same round that we just watched. Last time, the wingman got denied by the nanoswarm from Leaf, and then you had ults ready to deny. I could see a very similar round happening here unless EDG have got something different. Well, the shock's a good first thing that's different.
Alarm bot down.
To count the nanoswarms. No longer a problem for them again. A lot of walking up behind these walls and underhanded flash. Simon wants to make a play for this one. Leaf was tucked though, and there is safety there, but not for the rest of his team. They couldn't quite follow up on all of that, so he's going to get traded. Tag up into the back. Thrash now followed through, straight through onto the site, but broken just before the detainment. Onto the high ground. Kang. He's getting quirky with it in terms of trying to play this spacing and timings as well. He's already flanked straight through, and Icy, he had the knife out, just was not expecting it. Deep dart. No to follow off of it. Trent is so damn concerned now of all these players, because Kang is ripping them to shreds, man. Considering the fact that G2 don't really have a natural. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That's really bad in this patch.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, you are not going to have any smoke for mid now. It's a good job that they break the turret, otherwise that would be giving permanent mid info.
Yeah. Well, the point I was just about to get on to is that there's not necessarily a natural op carrier on the G2 side. Something to punish, I think, a lot of this contact play that EDG are going for.
It's a great point. Icy, even when he plays duelist, doesn't pull out the operator too much. He is almost the opposite of Kang in many respects.
Yeah, he definitely is. Not leaning into it, although Kang's rifling. Definitely been on the up and up now. A year plus, to be honest. And again, that contact playstyle, just walking all the way up. Shot dart again is good. Dash is active, but it's going to be dissipating. No value to be had. Just walking most of the way up. Another plant down. Shot darts are missing. So there will be no pushback, and there's that extension into round 10 now.
Kang's playing for this, trying to deny the lockdown.
He knows what to play for, just needs some supplemented utility as well. I can hear the footsteps. Lovely sidestep. Just rips to it ahead, clean off G2. Have no chance in hell to keep playing this one. Spam through the box. Leaf is lucky to be alive. He'll be backing all the way away. Needs to be defended here. They want to keep these guns.
This G2 team that's normally so good at shutting down superstar individual players. They just cannot steal.
I mean, gee.
That's going to win you rounds.
G2 are going to be desperate to salvage up any rounds that they possibly can before they get into that second half here for round 11. At least they do have the Viper's Pit in the back pocket already offloaded. Down through B main. One less thing to worry about. But the money isn't too good. Only a couple of players with a rifle, so you're looking at Icy, Val, and Jonah P to do the damage. Drone, get the tag and a break.
Yeah, Simon backs off as Chichu goes forwards. They're hoping that they don't read there was a second player there.
And it's just barely held. Jiggle peaked as well. Chichu almost lucky to be alive. There was a couple of players that quickly were looking to try and put a stop to this one. Trent plugs up the gap in through mid.
A is extraordinarily open, but if they come into the B split, Jonah P could win the round still.
Allen's dropped. I think that's through the window. Leaf has got a lot to do into this spot as well, but just with the Stinger in hand, close quarter combat, even with him being set up for it, the pit's still up and active, walking around. Icy, he does drop Kang. With the Dizzy broken as well, he knows that there's even more where that come from, and Jonah P's worked his magic! Right from behind, just not expecting that. Level of awareness that went missing there for EDG into this round, and it leaves it to Chichu. One player running and gunning, but time is against him with only 12 seconds to do it all. Him versus Jonah P. The timing should be granted. You need to hit a miracle shot, but Jonah P won't even do me much good, but I'd take it.
I think the classes are normally more generalized than that.
Yeah,
it's
that's
extremely
incredibly
specific
specific for an opener.
Yeah.
Egotistical professor. I mean, we've all been there. Not me. Didn't go to university.
I got kicked out.
It's round 12. And there's big ults online for G2 here. Again, going for this re-clear into mid. They've been doing this quite a lot with the drone. Gives them peace of mind in that direction as well. They've got to get a good read, at least, that it's going to be leaning over towards the A side. Now, they do have, again, the ult for the retake.
Yeah, and they're going to try to...
Leaf dropped.
Oh, that's huge. No lockdown now available. And Simon, if he pops ult, can deny the reckoning. He's just got to get the timing right here.
You should run.
And locking down one avenue as well. Lockdown's going to be just dropped straight into the center of the site with his flank. They're going to be pushed out into all these extremities, and Smoggy is left to watch most of this one. Ducked, crouched. The peak timing is absolutely everything. And Smoggy delivering death blow after death blow and toying with his food at the end. He knows that he's essentially wrapped this one up. Running around him, not giving Jonah P any easy access. Not to the body. Valen shut out. Chi-Chu with a movement. Nice little jiggle. Pit in the face. Jonah P shut down and shut out of the round entirely. This is a 9-3 if I've ever seen one.
And a beautiful half from EDG. I mean, the way that they played around the ults in that final round, sucked up into the hype. Again, EDG, if they're able to close this out, would be looking good to be the best performing #1 seed in the tournament.
Yeah.
Which
what a world, man. What a world.
Yeah. G2 have got some time to fight back, but they need a pistol here for it to seem even remotely doable.
Yeah, that's the trouble, is their attack side does look good, but as you mentioned, you need a pistol round to even just get the buffer room to breathe, because EDG win this one, you're looking at 11 on the board, and at that point, it's just, I mean, it takes anything. A swift breeze can potentially take you over the finish line.
This is where nobody absolutely shines. If there was a lurker over on A, he's dead right now. I mean, the risks that he's taken, he's a very feast or famine player.
We do love our nobody.
But nobody over on the A side. It was just guaranteed to his team as the IGL that this is a B hit. They should be able to completely box G2 in here.
They're going to go for a refine, a reclear. It's just a contact swing. Straight up, taking the fights as well. This one could get dangerous, and Dire still winning it potentially out as well. Kang needs some help here over the shoulder as well. Reinforcements have to arrive. He needs some defense, but still, yeah, Chi-Chu is right there alongside.
Smoggy was amazing in the game against Foot. Chi-Chu's at the top of the scoreboard. Everything is working right now for EDG.
Right here.
It would be unfathomable that they dropped this map from this point.
It really would.
And that's without taking anything away from how good G2 have looked here. It's just, it looks like EDG's day here on Icebox.
Right there.
The read and more firepower hitting. Weapon in the hands of Smoggy. He's going to be hearing all this noise. Bullets sent flying. Straight into the back here. No punish. Oh, almost catching onto Smoggy. He's going to get overwhelmed. Surely will fall. Drop the gun into the laps of G2, including this plant. Time might get against him as well. It's long rotates on a map like Icebox.
Tucked up position as well from Trent and Valen. Looks like Valen's trying to bait for Trent.
It gets tricky at this point. It gets real tricky. They can be moving in and out as well. They're in the walls, man. They're in the walls, and it's all about collecting the kills when they're at least propped up, and opportunities are presented to you. Kang, not to be denied. It was looking tricky. You can see the health on a few of the players just to the right, especially when they get that plant down. I start to get a little bit worried, but...
I've seen so many multi-kills so far in this map. Huge ones, massive impact. And this looks like a scrap on B.
All in their face. Start to try and get your way past this one here with a Dizzy getting that acknowledgement. It's G2 sending a couple of bullets through. Do collect the one, drone as well on top of it. Kang has to respect that. So we will back away. Chi-Chu, free exploration, underhand with the flash as well. Right from behind, that is sublime, man. EDG just cooking in the moment, and they brought it to that 3 versus 3. Simon up close, onto the corner. We'll have to give that one up. Backs himself away here, but they know that G2's there, and they want to refight it as well. These timings they're taking almost to perfection once more. A stop to anything that G2 are trying to go for here. 50 seconds left into the round. Could call for the pause, but your Viper's down and out. Can't even wall up and just try and fake like you could be rotating, faking like you could be walking up. Valen's hard committed, bodies and shoulders peeking out wide. In the danger zone here, though. Chichu just overcommitting here, and Valen's the one to at least put a stop to all of that
30
nonsense.
seconds left.
Simon now, last one left. First one's good. 2 more players to deal with. It was just a slight tap as well, and doubled up side by side, jumping around the corner to set this one up. Simon, a wonderful job to try and isolate these fights out, but only 2 bullets left to work with. Before he has to commit to the reload, and with the wide swing in the face, that bullet just...
Even close.
Not again!
Well, I mean, that's just 1 for 1, isn't it? Smoggy did it.
No way.
Why not for Jonah P?
Brutal.
See, the thing is, people are going to say that Jonah P's rattled in that situation, even though Smoggy did it earlier, and
Yeah,
you know, he
when
was
they were dominating.
massively leading.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything's fodder for the armchair analysts, but
It is for me. Ready to pick it apart. What 2,000 years of Roman war can teach you. This Kang is hyper committed. He's got nobody alongside him here. The Z connects though. They should know he's up top, and the dash will not save you. Nobody. Again, seeking to at least potentially get a few more kills. All for naught. 2 of them dropping. Drone as well. Simon was seeking a timing, but now he is just fully committed once more into the corner. Chichu responds, vacuuming up that space, but he's traded in that discipline, rearing his head, the G2. He was singing the praises, expecting that level of play from them. It will grant them at least a round winner. It looks towards it. I mean, there's no real chances for Smoggy in this spot.
there shouldn't be an opening.
Planted.
And I do like that you highlighted that discipline, because you could see that spacing super, super tight.
There it is.
Beautiful as well. And, you can't ask the crowd not to react when you bungle something at the beginning of the round, man. They're just going to do that.
That's funny.
That
EDG.
is funny.
Lighter weaponry here. Went for an attempt. Nobody will not give up this space either. In fact, the rest of EDG alongside him. Very pushed up through A main. Looking for a play. Chichu with the peak though. Turret did not get broken.
Yeah, both turrets actually staying alive throughout this round. The weaponry doesn't really seem good enough here, but if Chichu can bait so that they don't think about Smoggy...
And also, I mean, EDG have got the hardest read in the world, of course, with Kang getting all this space. Now he does get dropped here, but a pop flash play. Already going to be going live and active into it. Phantoms in hand. Jonah P will offset most of it.
Yeah, amazing from Jonah P again. It matters, and right now, this round really matters.
I can't blame him. EDG are up to 11, but you are right. Sometimes you have to
Take flight.
stretch whatever resources you have. Really quite thin. Drone tags onto the one with the Dizzy as well, so nobody knows that there's 2 players here. Despite that fact, he's not backing away. Wants to take the up-close angle.
These are the kind of moments where it worries me that nobody is playing aggressively like this, because, again, you're 5 rounds up. You actually don't need to take these kind of risks. But maybe a risk like this will end up putting them over the line.
It's just a feed waiting to happen, Trent. Okay, drone's going to be used as well, so nobody will get the hell out of there. Lockdown's going to be used as a response to this. EDG going to be...
They have so
Yeah, there's a soul roll to break this one, so... Someone to break that fast as well. Plant down from Icy with the wingman dropped, so... At least get themselves into the post plant. They've got plenty more util where that came from as well.
Look at Jonah P out here on B, by the way.
He's going to be trying to wrap this one while nobody's way ahead of the rest of his team as well. So with him drop, first kill advantage gone away. And honestly, the fight might just be over before Jonah P even gets into the fray. Icy. 3 on the board, there's 2 plays left to stand. You know the maths. Adds up to potentially an ace, but not anymore. Jonah P
My ultimate is ready.
finally strikes right from behind there. So all the timing's taken. And Icy's just running his body in. For any
Going up.
stacks onto various sites here, just going for the same old, same old. It's just nobody playing over towards A. Mid locked down by Chichu.
They're keeping a very confident read that G2 do not go A early on. You see that the A site is pretty open almost all the time. It's only nobody holding towards there. This looks like very specific prep they've done against G2 on Icebox.
Yeah.
And thus far it's been all right, but G2 have done great with the space that they've taken on A. They're so patient here, G2, waiting for that aggression, but EDG also matching them bar for bar with the patience.
Yeah, right down to that minute mark. And through mid, Chichu wants to take the peak. Wide committal. No heads to be popped.
You can't allow the time to run too low here if you're Valen, because nobody has that Hunter's Fury.
Seeing that pressure as well, might be calling for a few bodies moving over towards them. Not too much shift though occurring. In fact, EDG are kind of scattered to the wind right now. In fact, making the rotations over towards A. And here's the danger zone that you were talking about right now, Josh. Nobody.
I think play off site here, play for your ult.
Yeah, but he's not intending to do that one. I see what the plans. Already 7-4s need to be defended. It's not. And already broken. Nobody in G2. They strike from the sides to pin to play. Double pronged in the approach. And guess what? It's worked out fully in the favor. The flash repeat again in the refight here with the rifles. They're going to try and sail their way through this course, but already it's tumultuous indeed. Time running them.
G1 away.
As I said earlier as well, it's the case when you get up to that 11th, you know, all it takes is one thrifty and a swift breeze to knock you over the finish line here for EDG, because just in that one, the pressure is on the shoulders of G2 right now. Once more, playing it slow initially here, but now waiting it out and taking a main control. They have ults to use and expend, but EDG are ready for this one. There's a knife held into the hand as well with the drone, and to the thrash is going to be cancelled almost immediately, and nobody, he's right in their faces, a flash and an overhead. Simon is swinging wildly into them and still returns with 2. Just before that trade comes up with 2 left to stand from G2 themselves. Dizzy, drone, I believe spotting both. And this is a disaster for G2 here. Individual's going to have to bail them out of this spot. 50 seconds, you can afford to slow it all the way down to a crawl if you want to, but couldn't have asked for a better beginning to the round here for EDG.
No, they're looking good for it. Nobody tucking himself into generator. Is this a spot that G2 can even afford to clear? This setup looks nice from nobody in Chichu.
It's a crossfire. Dart though, that's not broken. Trent though, he's going to be dropped and damage done straight through the wall. Wingman broken once more. Icy. It's the K down, a tap, forcing them forwards into the fight as well. Needs to try and isolate some of these fights. Done so, 1v1, all to survive, I see! It's only gone and done!
Up an attack side op to try to make something happen. 4 chances remain for EDG to close.
Kang himself wants to go with things. Dash was activated off the back of that util. It's going to be fading away though. Still an aggressive off angle that he's committed to. And Chichu going re-exploring into mid. He hasn't been punished for these peeks onto the turret up until now.
Did he get a spot to know that Leaf is playing with an attack side op as well? No idea. Nobody looks like he wants to take another swing at this. They still have the turret up for mid information, but they're so hungry for it.
Yeah. The difficulties here for for G2, I should say, is don't want to be running into the same problems that opened you up for the thrifty loss earlier.
Absolutely.
EDG up to 12, with time becoming an issue once more potentially. Thrown up and over. The nice is dodged, only tagging onto the one as well. Might be a bit of that false information. Oh, underhanded Simon is eager for the scrap. Does come up with the one. Is he going to be into his face as well? Plenty of targets up and over. Jonah P just did not know which way to adjust. And this is it, surely. The impetus to take away this map. Nanoswarm's at your feet, Detted, ready and waiting. Trent is spotted, taken out, swinging wide. Simon denied, but not enough to deny. I see that one still. 13-8 for the finish. EDG, they get it over that finish line. An icebox is theirs.
An incredible map to open things up in this series. EDG want the win. They've taken a massive scalp there by taking Icebox away, and it's their brand new player Simon that closes things out.
Phenomenal stuff from EDG all throughout the map as well. Absolutely deserved. And now it's shaky ground and territory as we look forwards to Haven. Map 2 for G2.